Hello, good evening, and welcome everyone to the fourth and final day, or end of the day, of the Big County Birdwatch 2023 here in sunny Essex. How are we doing, guys?
Yeah, good, thanks.
It's all over and done with.
It is. I'm surprised, to be fair, I'm surprised you're still awake, Steve. You looked so tired earlier on when I left you.
Do you know what? I got in tonight and Annette said, "You look so tired." Like, thanks. Nice to see you.
Right, so we have a guest on tonight. We were going to have two. We'll explain that in a second. But we have a guest on tonight. And so for those of you out there watching who don't know who this wonderful guest is, hopefully he can introduce himself.
Who's a wonderful guest then? Me?
Oh, no, sorry, that was the other one. Okay,
Yeah,
Mel, go on, tell us who you are.
Yeah, he's gone. It's just me now.
Yeah.
Hello, guys. Yeah, Mel Shepherd Wells. Been with the society for quite a while now. This is the first time now, actually, I've done half decently on the Big County Birdwatch. I've normally only ever managed a one day. But yeah, been out 3 of the 4 this year.
Excellent.
So
Excellent. Well
yeah,
done.
so I'll just go into what I've done really. So didn't do anything Friday because I was working, unfortunately. But on Saturday, I managed to lead a walk, my first ever walk that I've led at Fisher's Green, Waltham Abbey.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anybody knows it, but along the Lee Valley there, we had 4 people turn up, and I was really surprised. Dave and Margaret. Donna, one of the girls that works with me, she came along, non-birder.
Oh, that's good.
Exactly.
I think I've got a little picture.
Yeah, lovely.
Ta-da!
Yeah, that's us. So Donna's on the right-hand side.
Yep.
And then you got Dave and Margaret, who we all know. And the guy with the blue cap on, just behind me, that's Bob. Well, that's what I was calling him for an hour and a half. Apparently his name's Clive.
Yeah, it's Clive.
Yeah, we know him as Clive. Yeah.
Yeah, well, exactly. How did I get Bob? Where on earth did that come from?
I think Clive Bob's got quite a ring to it, though. Maybe he can be called Clive Bob from now on.
Yeah, exactly.
Is he going like this?
But yeah, not met him before. Really nice guy. But yeah, no, it was nice that Donna came along. And I think that's, for me, probably what we're trying to sum up with the Big County Birdwatch. We don't need to encourage birders to go birding. We need to encourage people that don't go bird watching to go birding. That's the point. And she turned out to be quite a lucky charm. So she saw Chetty's warbler on her first ever birding trip. Not heard one. Well, she did hear him, but actually saw one.
Okay.
Probably as good a view as I've had of sedge warbler in a couple of years, doing its parachute flight up and down. So yeah, so that was really nice. What did we get? We had 48 species in total, but absolutely soaked in the middle. Yeah, honestly, it was dry the first hour, absolutely soaking the second down, and dry the last hour. But we had a lovely walk round, really nice chat. Fisher's Green's really nice. Heard about 3 nightingale, I think, from the big centre there.
Do they normally get nightingale in there, Mel? Or
yes, yeah, nightingales relatively regularly there. But ironically, the last 2 times I've been, we heard them in the same place, sort of a bit further down the stream from the Bittenhide. But previously, when I used to go there, they used to be on the totally opposite side of the reserve. But there was none there when we went on Saturday. But yeah, so they've still got at least 3 there. Didn't manage to get a kingfisher, which we were all hoping for. But almost every single bush this year seems to have a black cap in it. They just, I don't know what's happened with them this year. They seem to be absolutely on steroids. Loads of white throat about, chiff chaffs, obviously. We had a few common tern. We've got, as I say, we went right round the other side. There's a scrape round the far end, but that wasn't very productive at all this year. It's normally got at least a couple of lapwing on it, the odd snipe, but no, nothing there at all. Picked up a shell duck.
Was it heavy?
Heron. Yes, yeah, not as heavy as a heron though. Yeah. But on the way back, after the rain had stopped, all of the hirundines turned up. So we'd already had a couple of swifts, but we had a party of about probably 10 or 15 house martin go through, and
Nice.
literally as they were going through, we had our first cuckoo of the year. So that was really nice. Didn't get on that; it was too far away, I think. But yeah, they all really thoroughly enjoyed themselves. Well, that's what they told me. Whether that's what actually happened or not, obviously, I don't know. So yeah, that was it's a really good trip. We had a nice walk around. We probably did maybe 2/3 of the reserve, I suppose, in our 3 hours.
I've only been there a couple of times now. Once with the society in the snow over the winter. Once with yourself and Terry and his grandson George. Where we had some absolutely amazing kingfisher views. And it's a good site, really good site. Really good site.
Yeah. I think Fisher's Green especially probably holds up better in the winter for me. But it is really, really good all year round. And just a bit further down towards Waltham Abbey, there's a really good bit down there for dragonflies for those that like dragonflies. It's a really good site. It's a really good site.
Excellent. That's superb. So that was on Saturday, wasn't it? I think
that was Saturday. Yeah, had Sunday off and did a bit of stuff with the wife. Managed to get out a couple of garden centres and picked up yellowhammer. To add to the big county bird watch list, which is very nice. Happy with that.
I'll tell you, that's was the yellowhammer actually kind of in and around the garden centre, or was that just on the drive?
Well, no, in and around the garden centre, because the one we went to is right in the middle of arable fields. That's all it is behind it. So nice. Really lucky with that. Pardon me. So that was Saturday, was it? Or was that Sunday? No, Sunday. And then today I was out at Wanstead Flat, which is somewhere I haven't birded for a while. I've birded a few times, but I've only ever done. Have you been there, Matt?
No, never been there.
Okay, so I've only ever previously birded what I call the flats bit, which is the flat bit where all the football pitches are. I've never really gone into the park, which is across the street. They get some amazing birds there. If you keep an eye on Wanstead birding, they've had wryneck there and stone curlew. In fact, the last time I went, I had all 3 woodpecker species in one day, and that's the last time I've had that. But unfortunately, they've lost the lesser spots now. But so met up there, and we had 2 ladies turn up. I was expecting none after Frankie was rowing me out yesterday and going off to meet you guys at the 2 Tree. I thought we were only going to get him. But a lady turned up by the name of Catherine. Got her name all right. That's my wife's name.
Okay.
And she's from Dunmow. Quite a new birder. Well, new to the society. She's only been a member for less than a year, I think. And her sister Marion, who lives at Wanstead Flat. That's why she came all the way from Dunmow.
I think you've got a picture for that. Sorry, I'm multitasking here at the moment. I'm listening. Hold on. There we go.
No.
Ta-da!
Excellent. Yeah, there we are. So there's Catherine and Marion. Marion's a non-birder. Catherine to the right is a birder, and she's a member of the society now. But again,
so you can identify a birder because we have binoculars surgically attached to us at all times.
That's it. Yeah. So we walked the flats to start with. Loads of ringneck parakeets about. Lots of crows and the usual sort of stuff. We picked up little grebe at Alexander Pond, and a few of the other usual sort of stuff. They're all pigeons. We got 1 stock dove, which was quite nice. But not much in the way of little birds on the flats today. You often get meadow pipit there. Probably a bit late for wheat here, but they do get them there. But hardly any little birds about, which is odd. We walked round the other side of Alexander Park, and it was full of lesser blackback and herring gull, because that's the nearest car park where all the bread comes in.
Right. Yeah. They're not stupid, are they?
No. I reckon there was probably 30 large gulls on that one piece of pond. And then we walked back towards, there's a copse there at the back of the petrol station, locally known as Esso Cops. Got back there and picked up Egyptian goose and a couple of other bits and pieces, nothing drastic. And then we walked through, and you cross the main road, walk through the little housing bit, and then you get into the actual park piece, which used to be owned by some lord or lady or something like that. And that was really nice. Perch pond in there, heron pond. We had probably 25 swift in the air, house martin, swallow. We actually got to see some blackcap. We've been hearing them all day. And some more mute swans and the usual sort of stuff. But probably the nicest thing, we picked up 3 little humbugs with little brood chicks.
Oh,
so
excellent.
That was really nice. So 2 parents there feeding away. We also were playing a little game with ourselves of what colour football can we find in the pond.
Oh.
So we had 2 white ones and 1 yellow one.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, it's a really good day. I really enjoyed myself. We came back out the path and into the other side, picked up collard dove and couldn't get on a whitethroat, ironically, with them. But yeah, no, I would have expected maybe linnet and something else, a couple of other bits. But again, for me, for birding, often when I go out, it's not necessarily what I have seen that's odd. It's what I haven't seen. But you know what you'd expect to see somewhere.
Yeah.
And yeah,
any
really
sort of
weird.
significant misses or?
Well, as I say, we didn't have a whitethroat at all today.
Wow,
And the place is full of gorse and small bushes. We didn't see a linnet, and I would have expected linnet. I'd have expected meadow pipit there. We had a couple of really nice views of sparrowhawk. But we didn't get kestrel, we didn't get buzzards, we didn't get red kite. I wouldn't necessarily have expected them there, but you might have seen the odd one. But yeah, I was really starting. We had 1 blackbird the whole day.
Really?
One blackbird. We had a great spot.
I mean, just looking at the scrub behind you on the picture, that just looks perfect for you know, for blackbirds.
Exactly.
Scrub.
I had 1 skylark calling when I first got there. I didn't get on one after that because they've got a nice section there that's all closed off the skylark.
We can explain the lack of skylarks a bit later on.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Excellent. Yeah. But yeah, we had 41 species.
That's good.
Again, it wasn't bad. So yeah, 48 on the first day and then 41 today. But it's a really, really pleasant walk around. There were 2 lovely ladies. It wasn't too busy over there. There weren't. Often the problem with the flats is you've got to get over there quite early because there's a lot of dog walkers. That wasn't really the case today.
Right.
It's definitely somewhere I've been before. And now that we've explored a bit more of it, I'll probably go back a bit more often.
Well, it's like you said at the start. I mean, the whole weekend you hit the nail on the head. This isn't about birders as such, although we are looking to get a record of what's around at the moment. Yeah. Because what we're probably going to do, we've done them in the autumn in the past, and we're talking or thinking about the idea of alternating. So one year do autumn, next year do spring, then back to autumn. And then obviously that data over time, if we can say, right, this time of the year, 2 years ago, this is what we had, this is what we got this year, it will create some trends and stuff, which will be interesting to look at. But the main thing is to just encourage people to come out bird watching, whether it be with us, hopefully, or if not on their own or whatever, but just get outside and do some birding. So yeah, absolutely spot on. Yeah. Right, that is superb. Thanks, Mel, and thanks once again. You haven't led the BCBW walks before, so we really do appreciate you. Haven't just one, you've led 2. You know, and as people know, everything we're all doing is all voluntary. No one's getting paid or anything. No. So really appreciate you giving up your time. Thank you.
The check's not in the post, no.
Me and Steve are keeping it.
Did you run out of stamps, Matt?
Well, I thought we were going to keep check. We were going to go £1 each, weren't we?
Yeah, I'm still using those King Edward III stamps up, so it still wasn't King Edward III.
Talking about stamps, Tina came through last night. There was, totally going off subject, but Antiques Roadshow, there was a sheet of penny black stamps on there, and well, I won't tell you how much they're worth. Go and have a look at it on iPlayer. It was unbelievable. Anyway. Yours wasn't the only walk today, though. We had other walks. Well, yes, there were 3 other walks going on, and we had a stand as well. We had a standing sea watch, and the standing sea watch was in Frinton, and we'll come to that in a bit because, as always, we're going to do these chronologically. So the first walk was at some crazy silly hour again. I think I got out of bed at 4 something. It had a 4 in front, and that's all I remember. I picked up Janet, who lives not far away from me, and we then went and picked up Steve. And we were going to go down to McDonald's, weren't we?
We were, because obviously we need, we're out for like 12 hours a day, and we need our energy. It's our excuse anyway. So yeah, we hatched a plan to stop and have a coffee, just quite relaxed morning, and then just make our way down to the south of the county. And then last night, it was in fact during the meeting or just before the show last night, there was a Temmink stint was found at Abberton. So we thought it'd be rude not to go down to the south of the county via Abberton. It's not really on the way, but
well, as we said the other night, Abberton is on the way to or from everywhere and anywhere. Yeah, everywhere. I think it's actually the centre of kind of probably the country, if not the world. So yeah, we did, didn't we? We got there and we were full of beans. We were like, yes, excellent, and driving along, and come on, we're going to see the Temmink stint. And then we got near Abberton, and
we had excellent views. I tell you so, it was one of the best views I've ever had of fog. It was thick fog. We couldn't even see the pond. Well, actually, you spotted a couple of green shank, just sort of about.
There were things moving that might have been green shank. It was ridiculous. We could see about like 20 yards, I think. Wow. So we abandoned, and then we didn't have time to go and sit down at McDonald's, so we had to have a drive through and kind of stop in a lay-by quickly and scoff it as quickly as we could when we got near. But we got to Hockley Woods with a good 90 seconds to spare, I think, didn't we? We did. Yeah. Yep. We were early. I mean, yeah, we were. Yeah.
We weren't late, but and it was a beautiful morning. And the bonus this morning, car park was free on bank holidays.
Woohoo!
Apparently, so
Hockley Woods, we didn't know that, did we?
So if you're going to Hockley Woods, which we recommend, it's free to park on Saturdays, Sundays, and bank holidays. So yeah.
Yes, other days are also available, of course, but yes, they may carry charges.
At a small cost, yes.
Yes. But we had a good group turn up. Let me just see if I can get a picture. So apologies tonight as well. If anything goes wrong, and as you probably know, if you've been watching any of our shows, that's almost certain to happen. Tonight's excuse is that we basically, well, we'll come to that a bit later on, but we're both very, very rushed tonight. And I was putting things together literally at 7:28. I was still editing stuff on the computer, and so was Steve, and Mel was kind of sitting there thinking that we really don't know what we're doing, and he's quite accurate and correct. But we'll hopefully get it right though. Here we go. Right, can you see a picture?
No.
There you go.
Hey, yeah. Yay.
Hey, excellent. Okay. That is a picture from Hockley Woods, I think. Okay, that's good. That's a good start. Yeah. So yeah, this is the group that we had in Hockley Woods, obviously minus me, because I'm the one doing the wonderful photography, of course. And we were all looking at, I think, is this when we were looking at the buzzard? I think
that was a nice black cap there.
That was a black cap, that's right. Yeah, okay, so black cap. So yeah, really good group of people. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think there was 11, including myself, which again, thank you for all who turned up that time in the morning, because it is quite early on a bank holiday, really. You've got to be up, around about the 6 mark to get ready and get out. Yeah. And some people were earlier because they came from further away. And we had a nice walk round, didn't we?
We did. And can we before we start talking about what we've seen, Matt, excuse me, in the middle of your picture there's a guy with a green and black top on. So that's Tim. Excuse me. And we only met Tim on Saturday for the first time at Abberton, on the guided walk at Abberton.
Yep.
And Tim his house backs onto Hockley Wood, so it is very nearby. And you know what? He did a sterling job this morning showing us round. He knew the place better than we did, obviously. And he was just brilliant. So, later in the morning, he gave us a few pointers, Wallacey as well. But so thanks, Tim, for your efforts today. That was very much appreciated.
Also, I thought that actually before we continue, because we're doing it again, we haven't said hello to anyone. So
we haven't. No, and I was going to mention that a minute ago.
Yes. Shall we say hello? Are we still streaming? Because I've got something in the background that's saying we're not. Hopefully we are.
Right. I'm just going to
check the iPad.
Yep. No, I think we're good.
Can people still see us? Can someone put something in the chat if you can still see us?
If you can't see us, just let us know, please. Hopefully you can see us.
Anyway, right, let's go through some of the messages. Do you want to read through some?
Yeah. So Paul Everett, good evening, everyone. Richard Chu, hi. Mo Jackson's watching, saying hi. David L. Smith, evening. Pete Dwyer, Ron Colson, Julia Todd, Emma Robinson, Neil Sumner, Nadine St. Clair. And then today we met two new members, Mark and Charlie, who I called Charlie Matt by mistake. So apologies, Charlie. I mean,
you do, yeah. I mean, you call
that she was a girl and you're a bloke.
Okay, yeah, okay, fair enough. All right, okay, yeah, that's fair enough.
so it was lovely to meet you two today. That was great. So they're watching in tonight, and they've joined this evening. So excellent stuff. We love that.
Thank you.
Caroline White's watching. Ray Watson. Paul Brayshaw has just messaged in to say he's apologising for not joining us this evening as a guest. He's on dad taxi duties, but he's watching in a lay-by on the A12.
Wow.
I wonder whether he's got a McDonald's as well.
Maybe so. Oh, thanks, Paul.
So yeah, and yes, people can watch us. They are watching us live now, Matt. So it's all good. All good.
Lovely, excellent. I'm just seeing those messages. Thank you. I've still got something in the background saying that we're not live, so I'm going to ignore that. So yes, excellent.
And Tim's just messaged in to say thanks. We'll say it was him guiding us around this morning. We were just pointing a few birds out. He knew the place like the back of his hand. So
yeah, no, really, really good.
That's if I've missed. That's it. I think.
Excellent. Right. Okay. So we go back to the picture. So what did we see?
It was quite nice. I mean, the weather was blooming marvelous this morning. There was blue skies, no wind. There were a few mosquitoes in the woods, which I have now found out because my legs are covered in bites. And tomato ketchup, but that's another story. We had a wander around, didn't we? And lots of common species, so lots of singing wrens, robins, but we had some nice views of blackcap. And we wandered down a bit further, and we heard a nuthatch calling.
We did, yeah.
It was nice, and then you managed to see and hear a very brief tree creeper.
Yep.
Which was nice, and then Tim took us around the back of the woods, and we had phenomenal views of buzzard. Oh,
I've got a picture actually.
It wasn't the closest buzzard in the world, but the light was beautiful on it, and it was just really nice. Sat in a tree.
Hopefully, it's going to come through.
Nice.
You see that? This is lit just as it's about to take off. So it's a shame actually because I've got a 5-shot sequence of it upright. Then you could see it was starting to take off. Then this picture. And then the two after this I got, but they were completely blurred, unfortunately. So it would have made a nice sequence, but what a great bird. I mean, they look so fierce, don't they? When you see them like that, their expression. It was sunning itself. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just looked at the messages again. I missed Frankie Robertson off. Sorry, Frankie, I apologise. There's lots of messages tonight and I skipped a couple. So so evening, Frankie.
Good to see you again today.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
So we had a buzzard, and then it was just nice. There was chiff chaff, and we had a couple of sparrowhawks overhead.
Oh, hang on a minute.
We found.
Oh no, that's not sparrowhawk. There you go. That's sparrowhawk.
Oh, that's good. That's much better than my photograph. That's very good. And then we had found a pair of nest building jays.
Yes, we did. Yeah, that was nice.
Which was really good.
I'll just go back to the other picture. I'll flick through briefly because I think this was our first, both mine and yours, first speckled wood of the year.
It was. I've got a picture lined up exactly the same as that.
Oh, sorry. Let me get rid of that. Pretend I didn't.
No. Don't apologise. Carry on.
That's gone. There you go.
Carry on. I'm not showing mine now.
But yes, it was a really nice one. And what I thought, the first one of the things at the end, Tim, we were looking at the board they've got there, the information board. And Tim showed us how much of the wood we'd covered, and it was kind of a tiny bit of this great big wood. Yep. So I think it really does warrant going back and having a good old explore. I know in the summer it's good for butterflies as well as obviously all the birds and bits and pieces. So I'm probably going to be heading back there at some point. And then if we're going to go chronological, I think Paul's walk was next, wasn't it? Or Paul's stand.
Paul's was the same time as us, wasn't it? 7 o'clock.
Yeah, well, it did. Yes, exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
So at the same time as we were doing that, Paul was doing a wonderful sea watch up at Frinton. So once again, thank you very much for doing that for us, Paul. Really, really do appreciate it. You've done a couple of pop-ups in the past with us, and you've kindly led a sea watch at Frinton for us yesterday morning. Sorry, this morning. Apologies. I'm trying to do something else in the background now. Paul obviously isn't here tonight. He's unable to be with us tonight, but he has sent us in a picture of the group, which I'm just trying to load up now. There we go. And he has said on here, it started rather misty, but the sun soon got to work and visibility improved over a calm sea. This sounds like the start of a novel, doesn't it? I like that. Yeah. Is everyone sitting comfortably?
Then Moby Dick came out and swallowed them whole.
So yeah, visibility improved over a calm sea by the time we got to the 7 a.m. start. So as you can see there, a lovely picture of the sunrise. 14 observers joined variously up to 10 a.m., during which time we saw 40 species. Offshore, we saw a couple of small groups of brent, 2 shelduck, several oystercatcher, cormorant, and a medgull. A common turn south was seen before the final departure. There was then a steady arrival of swallows, with house martins and swift also noticed. A kestrel was hunting the undercliff. A sparrowhawk went directly out to sea until out of sight, and presumably the same bird came back in 10 minutes later, whilst a marsh harrier also flew south. Overhead were a few wood pigeon flocks, stock doves, linnets, and goldfinch, whilst presumably the Naze ring-necked parakeet noisily flew south. Undercliff had chiffchaff, blackcap, common and lesser whitethroat, and sedge warbler singing away, along with greenfinch, dunnock, wren, and robin. The highlight, however, was a fulmar that wasn't at sea, but it was conveniently flew around over the esplanade and greenswood, and he has sent a brief video, which we're going to try and play in just a second. He said, thanks to everyone who attended and looking forward to doing a few more sessions during the autumn. So from that, I think we can safely assume that Paul's definitely up for doing another pop-up event at some stage. And the autumn is a really good time for sea watching. So hopefully, if you watch this space, we'll be doing more in the autumn. Before I show the little video, just want to mention, while I was clicking away feverishly at 7:10, Stephen Entwistle called me specifically to say, can he thank Paul for doing the sea watch? And he said it was just a really great morning. He met some lovely people. They saw some great birds, and he mentioned the highlight was the fulmar as well.
Nice.
So hopefully this might work. I'll be able to play the fulmar. Now, I haven't actually had time to test that this works. I've just simply downloaded it. So if it doesn't work, I apologise, but it looks like it's probably going to. Can you see?
Yeah.
The still of the flats?
Yes.
Yep. So if I press play, hopefully it'll work. Huh.
Brilliant.
Good grief.
Yeah, nice.
That's amazing. I'm just going to play that once more because it's only 10 seconds long.
Be so nice if that nested on that on someone's balcony on the flats there.
That'll probably nest on Paul's balcony.
A remote control one, is it, by any chance?
It does look to be going in quite an accurate circle, doesn't it? I think there's a bit of string on it, and it's kind of like attached to the grass somewhere.
It's tethered to the block of flats, and it's going round and round.
That's fabulous. I think that's
brilliant.
I mean, if you see a fulmar flying past the coast in Essex, you don't get loads of them. So to have one kind of circling around the green, that's really good. Yeah, love that. So yes, thank you very much, Paul. I know you're watching. Really appreciate it, and we'll see you again. Hopefully before our paths will cross, but certainly the society will see you again in the autumn for another pop-up event. So yeah, brilliant. Then what happened? I can't remember.
It'd be nice to do something again with Paul, won't it? So yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, he's a good bloke. He said before, actually, to be honest, is it if anyone is ever down Frinton and wants to do a bit of sea watching, if he's around, he'll be on the front there with his scope. Just go and say hi, because he's a really nice fellow and he'll help you out and help you find some things. What did we do next up? We left Hockley Woods,
and our next walk was at Wallasey Island, and we made it within at least 2.5 minutes to spare this time.
Yeah, I think we were quite early. Yeah,
I mean, it was far too early for us. It was like 2.5 minutes. But yeah, we had a really nice group turn up this morning. I can't remember quite how many people there were.
So let me just have a very quick look. I think this is some of the group. This isn't everyone.
A few people joined us a bit later.
8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14. I think 15 with myself. And I think there was a couple of people that weren't in this shot. So I think we had about 17 people walk around, which is really good.
Yep.
And we were scanning. I think we were watching 3 black-tailed godwits and a green shank at that time.
We were, yes.
Yeah.
The wind, it was a bit overcast, but the wind had picked up a little tiny bit, but it was just full of birds. I mean, loads of black-headed gulls. I mean, we reckon perhaps 1,200 birds at least, and loads of Mediterranean gulls. So I was very happy, obviously. I was in my element. What else did we have, Matt? We had corn bunting singing.
Cool. Oh, look at that.
Nice.
That was almost professional, wasn't it? I clicked on that picture just as you said corn buntings. There you go.
Do you know what? Almost like it was rehearsed.
Yeah, corn buntings, they were singing really nicely. We had skylarks. I mean, that's where your skylarks went, Mel.
Oh, thanks.
Sorry. they all flew across the Wallasey. We must have had, I don't know, I think, was it 350? No, it was almost 350, I think, wasn't it? Janet was joking earlier that we had 350 skylarks. And to be honest with you, on the way back to the car, we did have a load. And I reckon we probably had certainly the 50, maybe more. Yeah, maybe more. Yeah. And this particular one, it's got a little caterpillar, I think, hasn't it?
Yeah, that's nice.
So they're obviously in full breeding cycle at the moment, which is good. This was quite a highlight, wasn't it, Steve?
It was. Yes, I think it was a bit more of a fluke that I just happened to be scanning across the marsh and I picked up a small duck coming head on, and I just thought I caught a glimpse of grey wings, silvery grey wings, but I wasn't 100% sure. But then it banked round, and nice straight gargany dropped in front of us, so that was really cool. And
I mean, that's kind of one of the great things that I think we all love about birding is sometimes it's just a little bit of luck. It's right time, right place. That bird was there for 2 minutes, maybe, and then flew off.
Yeah.
So you've got to be looking in the right place and you've got to be there at the right time. But yeah, that was a little cracker, really lovely.
Yeah, so that was nice, wasn't it? And your dust bathing skylark.
Yeah, I've never seen this before, not like this. This skylark, on the way back to the car, it came down behind us on the path. And again, Janet spotted it. She was looking backwards and just said, there's a skylark dust bathing, and managed to get some pictures. And this little thing, I think 4 or 5 of us stood and watched it. And it was just bathing away. And it was probably only kind of 10, 15 meters from us, happily doing its thing. And this is a bit blurry, but can you see it's literally stuck its head straight into the dust. Wow. So it was going in kind of face first and really going for it. So that was really nice to see. We had some raptors as well, didn't we?
We had a couple of marsh harriers, buzzard, kestrel. There was a few waders. We had green shank, black-tailed godwits, and a few wimbrel out on the sort of salt marsh, which was really nice. The time went. We were like 3 hours, and the time just flew by.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. We
go on.
We did that, and then we had to again hot foot it.
Absolutely, down to Two Tree. And lucky in the car we had Matt and Janet, who are better timekeepers than I am, because I thought we had half an hour extra to spare, and then apparently we didn't. So we arrived with 4 minutes to spare. Yeah. And that was great. Again, a really nice group. A few of us at the end there. You got Frankie there as well. So there you go. Frankie is in the show.
Yeah, there you are, Frankie. Excellent.
We had a really good walk around the island there, didn't we?
Yeah. Do you know what? It was lovely. Nice group of people. We met some new people.
Yep. Hi to Josh. Josh was new. He joined us. I think he saw the event on Facebook. So he came along first time with us, and he came round and he was spotting whitethroats and various other things flying around. So he did really well. And yeah, we had We had greenshank. We had 7 greenshank. We had dunlin. We had quite a few common terns going past. We had a couple of distant sparrowhawks. We had a cuckoo calling. We actually had the cuckoo. I don't know if you mentioned. Sorry, in Hockley, didn't we? Did you mention that?
We had a cuckoo, and Tim Davis, who showed us round, said he'd lived there for 24 years, and it was only the second cuckoo he'd heard there. So that was quite nice.
Have you had many cuckoos over Fisher's Greenway, over the Lee Valley Way, Mel?
I haven't, no, unfortunately. That, as I say, the one I had on Saturday was the first one I've had this year. Right. They've had a couple at Ryan Meads, where I volunteer, and a very good one at Amwell. But no, they've been distinctly lacking this year for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully there's still birds to come. You know.
Yeah, sure there are. But yeah, I mean, it was just a nice. I'll tell you what I enjoyed about it, because it was the last walk of the event. It was a really nice, relaxed walk round. There were some good birds there. Wimbrels were good, weren't they?
Yeah, Richard Choose just messaged in saying several Wimbrel at Two Tree Island. Yeah, the Wimbrel were good.
Yeah,
they were very good. Very good.
So a nice walk round, nice weather. We had a little walk along the side, had a look at the salt marsh at the end, and picked up another few Wimbrel up the end of the island. I think we left. Frankie was really keen. He was going to go off and do some more birding after we left, wasn't he? So hopefully, well, he made it back because he's watching the show, isn't he? So,
he is.
That's good. Hopefully, I don't know if you saw something. If you saw anything else, Frankie, pop it in the chat. Let us know what you saw. So yeah, just fantastic. We left there on time, and then we were kind of rushing just before the show. So what happened in between?
Well, I mean, we did feel sorry for poor Janet, because I think we hit hyperspeed at one point. So, well, obviously the Temmink stint had been found again today, and obviously with Abberton on the route to everywhere, it would be rude not to go and see it. So we gave ourselves a set time, didn't we, Matt? We said, look, we need to be home because you guys are all waiting, and as we're professionals and all that. So yeah, Matt was driving, obviously within the speed limit.
Yep.
But some of the roads are a bit windy, and I think poor Janet was was a little bit like that. But yeah, so we got to Abberton, and we had a scan. We bumped into Neil Chambers and Marsh Stitchman, who were scanning for the Temmink stint and couldn't find it. And time was ticking, and we only had a couple of minutes spare, and then Neil found it, and it was certainly a new bird for Matt, so which is good. Well done, mate. That was good.
Yeah.
And so we had. I mean, it was a long way away, but we had some half decent views of it.
Yep. Yeah, and what a good way to end the BCBW weekend with a bird like that. Really, really, really good. Can't ask for more. Right, we've got some things being sent in, so I'm aware time's ticking, and we've got a little video to play, hopefully, if it works. So first up, we've got some pictures from Adrian Watts. This was on Sunday. So he sent these through from yesterday. Let me just share the screen, hopefully. Here we go. So he had nightingale. These were at Rabness. So it's nightingale, turtle dove, and then back at the Cataway Bridge on the Stour, he had this lovely barn owl. So nice. 3 really nice pictures there. Sorry, I didn't show the turtle dove for very long. There you go. Go back to that very quickly. So yeah, nightingale, turtle dove, and barn owl from Adrian. Thanks very much indeed. Cool. We also had, hang on a minute, I've got to just close these down and open them up individually. Hold on. So from David L. Smith, we've got a rather glorious yellow hammer.
Nice.
And David sent in an email. So he said the yellow hammer was at Rabness, one of at least 2 in that area, plus a pair seen on the reserve as well. We've got the nightingale again at Rabness. Really just beautiful birds at the moment. Nightingales, they're really quite showy. Swallow, that was at Church Lane. The ring appears to partially read NHLONAD9. So I don't know if that's like a London ring, maybe.
British Museum, London. Yeah.
Okay. A Canada goose family. This is upstream from the White Bridge at Manningtree. That's rather a cute picture. Nice silhouette picture. And then a sunset. So the end of the day. This was all yesterday. Lovely sunset to finish the day with. So they're fantastic. Thanks, David. Let me just stop that screen there. Sorry, I've got so many things going on here. And then he also had, hold on. I'm going to put this last picture up, actually. Here we go. This is a little cracker. And it might not be the kind of species you're expecting to see. Hold on.
The excitement.
There you go.
It's a funny turtle dove.
A wood pigeon.
That's nice.
Hmm.
Actually, it's a very nice picture, that is.
Yeah. So he's put, good evening, Matt and Steve, and Mel, of course, who's on tonight. With exhaustion setting in, no doubt also for you guys, just a local wonder this morning. River walk to Wetmead and back before the threatened wane. I was doing well. I read most of the words properly, but I got rain wrong.
Is
So
that
before
John
the
Wayne
threatened
or Wayne?
Wayne, yeah, before the threatened rain that didn't materialise. Yeah, we had that today. They said it was going to rain all day, and it never happened, did it?
Yeah, Mel and I were chatting about that earlier. It's just the joys of the British weather forecasting.
So he said most notable were at least 3 kingfishers heard, possibly including youngsters, in 2 separate locations along the river walk, and then another seen at Wetmead. It flew over the A12 bridge. Oh, hope it flew over high. The usual collection of raptors, only 3 house martins and 1 grey wagtail, a total of 52 species from his local patch. No significant photos, so he offers a simple wood pigeon. They all count. And to be fair, if you look at that bird there, if that was a rare bird, you would go quite a long way to see that, wouldn't you?
Mm.
It's a little stunner. He walked 3.9 miles. He's done 24.3 miles, 6 buses, 4 train for 102 species over the weekend. So absolutely fantastic. And he said, thank you very much to everyone who's been involved in the whole event. So thank you, David. That's lovely. Right, got a couple more, and then we're going to swiftly move on because time is ticking and someone's got something quite busy on tomorrow, haven't you, Steve?
I'm just looking at my Fitbit to see how many miles we've walked the last 16. We've worked 33 miles.
33.
Yeah, we've done pretty much. I mean, on Friday we did 8.9 miles. We've done 8.5, 8.1, 8.4. So we're pretty much doing 8 miles a day.
Okay.
No wonder we're tired, mate.
Yeah, it's quite a lot, isn't it? Right. So Ben Rumsby has said, let me just share some pictures here. Hold on. Just got a few coming through, so it's all lovely and good.
Quite a few comments as well coming through. So.
Oh, good stuff. Thank you. Right. Hang on. Share, click, and share, and share. Right, so Ben has put, let me just read his message. A few photos of Chetty's, pintail. I'm going to read the message and then we'll go through the pictures. Chetty's pintail, another corn bunting, a bad record shot of a wood sand, and a later confirmed shot of a first summer Caspian from Saturday. Ended on 94 species for raining for the weekend. That's for Ben personally. If you add on 10 species on from the other birders that have been seeing bits and bobs over the weekend, the Rainham officially ended on 104 species for the weekend, which is really, really good. So let's go back to that picture. So that's obviously the Caspian, which, yeah, looks pretty good. The structure and the bill and head shape and the dark eye, that all looks great. What have we got there? I can't see. Is that
Chetty's warbler?
Chetty's warbler?
Yeah, lovely.
Lovely. Chetty's warbler again. You don't often see them out in the open like that. Really, really nice shots there. That's pintail, is it? Female pintail?
Yep, female pintail.
Yep. Lovely. And a singing corn bunting on a post.
Lovely.
Nice.
And oh, crikey, hang on a minute. This must be the record shot of the wood sandpiper. Let's go in really close. And okay, it's got a bit pixely, but yes, yeah, you can see.
You can see what it is. That's pretty cool.
Structure, slim, little thin bill. Yeah, good. You can even actually make out the eye stripe on that picture.
Yep.
Yeah, excellent.
Nice.
Thanks,
good
Ben.
record,
And
that
yeah, well done with all that. And then we've got, hold on, I have to make sure I don't close down the wrong screen, otherwise everything disappears. So Julia Todd. So Julia is with us today. Really nice to see Julia. Thanks for coming along. And she sent in a rather wonderful picture. So she said, after our really great walk around Wallasey Island, she stopped at Danbury Common on the way home, hoping to see a nightingale. And
please, that you saw one, Julia.
there's a nightingale.
Yay.
And not only did she see a nightingale, but got a photo as well.
Amazing.
Impressive.
And she was able to stand and watch it singing. So absolutely lovely. And she said, my thanks to you, Steve, and the rest of the leaders for a very enjoyable 4 days. So yeah, thank you very much, Julia. We look forward to seeing you again at an event in the field at some point in the near future, I hope.
Oh, that is brilliant. I'm so glad she managed to see, because she said, will they be singing? And I said, well, our experience the last few days, they've been non-stop all day. I said, it's got to be worth a go. And yeah, she was rewarded. So that's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
And then finally, Mo Jackson. So Mo's been sending in pictures and coming on walks, and you know, really they do some fantastic work over at Sunnymead, as we all know. And Mo, if I can open it, here we go. Didn't get out and do much birding today, but they did have
Yellow shell.
I don't do moths. What is
it's
it?
a speckled yellow moth.
Speckled yellow moth. Okay.
Yep.
That's rather pretty, actually. Look at that.
It's a nice moth. It is. It's a day flying moth, but it's a good one. Yeah, really nice.
Very, very nice. Yeah, lovely. Thank you. Right, so I think that's all the pictures that I had saved on the computer, but there have been a couple more come through. So while I'm having a look at that, Steve, are there any messages?
There's loads. There's loads.
Okay, go on then.
So Neil Sumner messaged in to say that we had nuthatch today at Hockley Woods, and he's been to 2 or 3 sites this weekend where one or two were calling just a couple of weeks ago, and there's all gone quiet. So presumably all Neil's local ones are all busy nesting and not being very vocal. Quite a few people went on Paul's event this morning. So Ron Colson said, thank you, Paul. It was great and very informative. Let's have a look what else. Steve Hallam very much enjoyed the Sea Watch, and you don't have to walk anywhere, which is great. It was great. It was great to have a good natter and really nice to meet some new people. What else have we got? Jan Lewis went to the Sea Watch this morning.
Oh, excellent.
He said he's sorry that he didn't catch up with you and I, but turtle doves at Rabness and Temmington and Gargany at Abberton were a distraction. So there you go.
To be fair, if I had the choice of watching a Temmington or watching me and you, to be honest, mate, I'm having to give you some bad news there, but I think the Temmington might win.
I think I agree with you. And also, what else have we got? Yeah, and Caroline White as well went with Paul this morning. She said really informative and enjoyable, and the former was a bonus, which is great. Thanks, Caroline. And yeah, Richard Chew, kitty wake yesterday, former today. Remarkable sightings. So
can't be bad.
What else? Go on. We've got there's more, but go on, carry on.
Yeah, I was going to say, Frankie sent in some pictures. He put these are his highlights from today. It was awesome to see us again, and he's going to watch tonight. So here we go. Right, let me just make sure the shares. This is obviously live off the emails, so apologies if it doesn't work, but it should do. Can you see some Brent geese and little egret in the background and other things probably?
And Frankie also gave us a tip to a weather app today called Hyperlocal Weather, which we used, and it was pretty darn accurate, I have to say.
Okay.
So as well as a top bird photographer, Frankie is, he's also a top weatherman.
Yep. So what we've got here, we've got Brent geese, we've got common whitethroat. We've got, oh, well done. That was one of the Wimbrel. Very nice. And I can't see that behind my camera. What's that, Steve? Sorry.
That's another Wimbrel.
Another Wimbrel. Yep. Excellent. Got pied wagtail. And then we've got, these are 2 of the green shanker, obviously an oyster catcher as well, but green shank was showing really nicely on the scrape at the west end of the island. I think there were 7 birds on there in total. And an avocet. And one of those red shanks, they came in front of the viewing screen there. Really, really nice views. And then oyster catcher. and some more green shank. And I think on the left here, we've got the two Dunlin that really confused me because I had a very bad view of them, nothing to refer to relating to size. And they were in that kind of in-betweeny plumage, weren't they?
Yeah, they were.
I really didn't know what they were. I hadn't got a clue. But Steve stepped in and rescued the day, as he always does. So there you go.
Thanks, man.
Those are from Frankie. We have got other emails. So very quickly, if you do messages, Steve.
So Janet's messaged in, said, stop making her laugh. She's already in trouble for being late home. So
that's good. That's good.
Richard Chu said, huge appreciation and thanks to you and I, Matt, for organising such a brilliant Big County Birdwatch, leading walks and doing these review shows. And thanks to everyone else who led walks. So, you know, yeah. I mean, to be fair, we only do it for you guys. So,
okay, I've just had a great picture come in from Jan, actually. Hang on.
Okay.
I'll show it in a second, but first off, I'm going to show this one. This is from the Rumsbys. So it's hello from the Rumsbys, and they said they had a fulmer going upriver as well today. So I'm going to share the picture, and there we go. And to me, looks like a boat.
It's called
sand. It is. Oh, look at that! It's hilarious.
It's called sand fulmer or something. Yeah.
Love it. Really good.
He's
I like that.
Ben's obviously been to my school of puns and stuff.
Yeah, very good. That's superb. And Jan's picture, if I just bring that up quickly. And this is a little cracker. Hang on.
So this is all live, can't you?
Yeah, sorry. Normally they're prepared. Obviously, this is all live. So we've got black-headed gulls, but you want to introduce these two chaps, Steve?
So the blackbird is a ringed plover, common ringed plover. And the little fella in front is our lovely friend, the Temmink stint.
Yep.
The size difference, you can see how small it is compared with the ringed plover. I mean, that's a
tiny bird.
Although I do suspect that the ringed plover is of the sort of the northern tundra race, so they're a bit bigger than our common ringed plovers that we see regularly on the coast.
Okay.
And you can make out the breast band, and you can even make out it's sort of got greeny legs, the Temmink stint.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, it was a long way away. To be fair, that's going to be better than the shots I got. So that's a good record shot. And it's unusual to see ringed plover at that time of year at Abberton. It's not that common, is it?
Not that common, but I mean, they're migrating through. So these bigger northern race birds have still got a long way to go up to the Arctic where they breed. So they're just stopping off exactly like the Temmink stint is. Yeah.
I've got another, before we finish up the show, I've got another cracking picture just been sent in by Glenn Moore. So hi, Glenn.
Hiya, Glenn.
And can you see that?
Wow.
Don't know if that's, I can't zoom it very well, but he said some of the 6 turtle doves on patch taken through a kitchen window.
Wow.
It's not his photo, but yeah, that is obviously on his vast local patch somewhere. So of course, someone somewhere is doing a very good job looking after turtle doves.
Fantastic, that is.
If whoever it is hasn't already been in touch with Mark now, is assuming this is in Essex, then obviously yes, I'm sure Mark will be very interested to know that there's this many turtle doves doing so well.
I think Mark knows about those ones, Matt.
Okay, cool. Lovely.
So, yeah.
Good stuff, right?
Yeah, what else we got? So, yeah, Les Malloy, evening all. Sorry, Mr. Walks. He went to Abberton for the Temmink stint with a view to meeting at Wallasey, but he had a little bit of tummy trouble, so he had to go home. So, hope you feel better, Les.
Yeah.
Sorry, no, we didn't catch up with you this weekend.
Right. Shall we? I nearly just closed the wrong window and ended the whole thing.
Sorry, Matt. Frankie's just said one of those pictures was actually a curlew.
Was it? Sorry, but they're behind the camera. I do apologise. Sorry.
Well done, that's a point. Just 2 more things very quickly. Mick Woodruff said, let's see 3. Excuse me. Neil Sumner says, ditto.
Are you going to make it to the end of the show?
Oh, mate, I've no idea, mate. I've lost it. I've lost the plot completely. Neil Sumner said, well done, Matt and Steve, for the whole weekend. Superb job. Mick Woodruff, great weekend. Thanks to Matt and Steve and all those concerned leading and supporting the outdoor events. So, yeah. And then last but not least, Richard again. He says, I know you're both knackered and need a rest, but when's the next Birds of Essex on?
Did we find that out? Did we work that out?
Yeah, and I'm going to I'm going to just look at my messages here quickly, because just bear with me just 2 seconds. I have no idea when it was, but
well, I'll tell you what. It was.
I think we're going to do it, Matt. Now this is provisionally the 25th of May.
Okay.
I've no idea what day the 25th of May. I'm just looking at the calendar. It's a Thursday night.
Thursday, the 25th of May. So
Yes.
provisionally put that into your calendars. If you want to watch, of course, which we very much hope you do. Subscribe to the EBWS mailing list from the website, which is right at the very bottom of our homepage, and we'll be letting people know via email when the next show is on, and also when the next season of field trips has been published, and the indoor talks that have all been arranged when they're published as well. That'll all go out by email, as well as being posted on the site. And with our YouTube channel, over to you, Steve, because you do this bit better.
Please, every night we say this, but please, if you haven't, it's the last time I'm going to say this for about 2 weeks. So if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please click the subscribe button. It's just easy to do. It's got a little bell symbol. Click, 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 click. Well, yes, you only click once, but fine. And also, if there's a thumbs up, if you like what you see,
not a thumbs down.
And what else is there? And also, it's a bit late in the day now, but if you've got any tweets from this weekend, hashtag BCBW23 in social media.
Definitely, yeah.
Oh yeah, we're using the proper hashtags tonight, rather than look like we were giving obscene gestures last night.
Yeah, hashtag BCBW23. At EBWS, if you search for at EBWS, it's going to come up with at Essex Bird News. So anything you tweet, please tag us in if it's in the county, or just use hashtag Essex Birding. We'll pick up on that as well. So you can get in touch with us on Facebook too. And like I said, subscribe to the mailing list, and we'll get in touch with you and let you know what's going on. Right.
Thank you to everyone that's turned up on on all the walks and stuff, because it's like it's been a brilliant weekend. I mean, I know we joke and we are both shattered, but it's been well worth it. Absolutely.
Very good. Right, we've got something a little bit special to share. So I don't know if this will work, because this is what I was doing at 7:28. If it doesn't work, then
no,
it doesn't work.
Yeah, good
right,
night.
hold on. Let's have a look. Here we go. So hopefully, can you see? A minute.
See, more the point.
It's thinking about it. I've got like a little turny thing on the screen.
Okay.
There's no reason that won't open.
No, something's happening.
Yeah.
Hang on. Right, can you see a blank screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Excellent. So I'm going to just press play in a second. I'm going to just mute the microphone and camera and so on. This is just a little compendium of hopefully all of the pictures and bits and bobs we've been sent in over the last few days. I was going to put it in order, just didn't have time. It all went a bit wrong, but hopefully everything's in there. If I've missed anyone's picture out, I do apologise. Obviously, the stuff we've just been sent in won't be on it. But just a little relaxing look back at the last few days. So let's see where that goes. Hello. Hello. That kind of sort of works. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
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 Hello. Excellent. Oh, Jerry and Mel.
Let's have a look and see if we can.
Hang on. Waiting for two more.
I'm here, but the video won't run. There we
Oh,
go.
no. Hello, Jerry. Oh, you're there. Hello, Jerry.
No.
We've lost Mel.
You think you got problems?
Come back, Mel.
I'm
Hello.
doing that.
Your camera's not on.
It's me. I switched him off.
Oh, okay.
Evening, everyone.
Brilliant.
Here I am.
Excellent. So we've got
All right.
almost everyone. We apologies in advance for Mark Nowers and Paul Brayshaw, as we know Paul's busy. Mark's also busy this evening, but the idea was just to get as many of the group of the walk leaders back in for the last Zoom session, just to say cheerio and thanks very much indeed to all of you guys, and obviously to everyone that attended the walks. Apologies that video wasn't brilliantly edited and stuff, but just gives you an idea of what we've been doing, doesn't it? So yeah, how have we all enjoyed it, guys?
Yeah.
Terrific.
Excellent.
Highlights. If we go around the screen really quickly, any highlights for anyone? Starting with Simon, maybe at the top of my screen.
Yeah, got to be Kitty Wake at Haybridge first thing.
Yep, absolutely. Steve, other than your photography, what was your highlight?
It was probably it would be the former this morning, but also that Marsh Harrier I had on Wilmington Aerodrome.
Yep, spot on. Mel, did you have a highlight?
It wasn't birds. It was the people that turned up that I'd never seen before. So two non-birders and a brand new Essex Birdwatching Society member. Probably other than that, bird-wise, maybe those little breed chicks.
Yeah, lovely. Ben, what was your highlight? Other than getting 104 species on patch for everyone.
I'd say black-winged stilt, wood sandpiper, and garden warbler.
Yep, superb. Jerry.
I think I'd go garden warbler as well at Hanningfield. We heard it first of all, and a little bit of encouragement. It came out and gave us some excellent views. But as Mel said, it not only was about the birds, it was about the people that came along. Some of them very enthusiastic, very knowledgeable. Some of them more novices, some new members, which I think was really the object of what we were trying to do and always try and do is introduce people and get them involved to a greater degree and show that it's not all people with white hair, missing hair, in anoraks. There's a lot of ladies come along. Simon, you had a majority of ladies on your group, which I think
It's great to see.
Yeah, absolutely. And the ones that do come along, they're not intimidated at all, and they're integrated as a part of the group wherever we go and whatever we do. So and that goes for juniors as well, which is what Ben was trying to do during the weekend, was to get more youngsters involved. To a lesser or greater degree, we will continue that and try and encourage that, because that is the future of the society and natural history in general. So if I can just say thank you to all the leaders, some of which are here, which is Neil Sumner, Steve Hallam, Mel Shepherd-Wells, Ben Rumsey, Mark Nowers, Simon Wood, Paul Brayshaw, and especially to Matt Turner and Steve Grimwade, who have been out probably every minute of the day, 8 hours, and some of the night time as well, to say the least. But I think I must also say a big thank you to your wives and partners, Annette and Tina. Without them, it makes life difficult, and without their support. So especially thank you to them, and of course you guys and everybody involved.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jerry. Well said. Well said.
Yeah.
Neil, what were your highlights?
Well, it's been such a memorable weekend because I've done more than the usual one walk. I've done two. I've actually done 3 walks, because the Friends of Lake Meadows here in Billericay, they held a walk, but it was for their own group. And one of the highlights was just going away from that local park with a gold crest to colt it, because I did it with Ben Mapp. a grebe on the lake, jump in the car, playing Jazz FM, zap down to Pitsea, pick up Richard Chew, and there's all these great people waiting for the walk at Bowers Marsh. At which I think I would probably pick the highlight from that, the peregrine causing havoc amongst the black-headed gulls. That was quite special. The walk itself at Danbury, people sort of joined us because they parked at different places. Lesson learned, need to get the car park directions done next time. And then we just found ourselves with 3 nightingales around us and trying to find the lesser whitethroat, or just even hear it that was singing amongst them. That was quite special. I haven't partaken in any walks today, but I've taken the dog to places where I could top up the list a bit. And this evening on Mill Meadows, when the rain didn't happen, a garden warbler's come back to the same spot it does each year, a bit of sporadic song. And I thought, well, this is lovely. I really ought to get a red kite. And I stood scanning for ages and ages. I finally got to the last viewpoint, looking down the Crouch Valley, where you can almost see towards Rayleigh, and scanning the sky, picked out a red kite, which I hadn't had on the list yet. And that just sort of crowned the weekend for me. Lovely. Excellent. And just well done, guys. Terrific stuff.
Lovely. Thanks, Neil. What about you, Steve?
Yeah, mate, I've just enjoyed meeting loads of people. And you know what? Just sharing what wonderful wildlife we have within the county. And also, like you guys, everyone that's helped out on the walks, what a team we've got. And, we should be very proud of, what we've got within Essex. So thank you to everyone, really, from me. I'm not even going to mention a bird because it's more for the people for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for me, bird highlight, obviously on a personal, selfish level, is the life of Temmings at the end of the whole thing. But it's just been great to see a lot of the summer stuff coming through, the hirundines, the warblers, cuckoos, nightingales, turtle doves. I've really enjoyed leading the walk with Mark. I've thoroughly enjoyed spending some time with you over the weekend, mate. Working with you, Steve, is brilliant. We get on well, and we've had some fantastic people attend all of the walks, for everyone around the table, and also for Paul as well. And of course, Mark, who accompanied me to Ravness. Lots of new faces, lots of familiar old faces, lots of banter, lots of people, including myself, have learned some stuff over the weekend, definitely. Some good photos, people are getting involved, sending in messages, sending in pictures. And just the whole event has been thoroughly enjoyable. And I'm really looking forward to next year. I think we're going to hold it in the autumn next year.
October, I think, is the time we're looking at.
Sorry?
October.
Okay, so late autumn. I've got some thank yous again. Yeah, thank you obviously to Annette and to my other half, Tina, because basically she doesn't see me from kind of 7 a.m. on the Friday morning until, well, about 10 minutes time. Although, I think she had quite a nice weekend with all the coronation and stuff going on. There were other things, but normal BCBW weekend, I'm just gone for 4 days. So thank you very much. When I get back in the evenings, I'm rushing around doing this, and my dinner's ready and a cup of coffee's ready. So that's really much appreciated. Huge thank you as well to all the staff at the EWT centres, Abberton, Hanningfield, RSPB at Rainham as well, and to everyone involved in running all of the fantastic reserves, not just the ones that we've visited over the weekend, but all the reserves across the whole county. I think they're all done absolutely brilliantly. Without the staff that look after them, we wouldn't have all these birds out there to enjoy. Some of them might be somewhere, but we've got some real focal places that we can all go to enjoy this fantastic hobby. And thank you to all you guys. You've got involved. We've had more walks than ever before this weekend. Hopefully we can top it next year. Let's go for 21 walks next year or more. Let's go for the Big County Birdwatch week that we were talking about.
In a week.
the bird till you drop.
Maybe not.
It's been brilliant. And finally, thanks to everyone watching. It's not just the people that come along, it's the people that watch this as well, the people that send in the images, the people that hashtag us, the people that just get involved in any way at all. So really, really enjoy doing it, and roll on 2024.
Absolutely. Can I just say to Annette that I'll see her at the weekend because I'm off on tour tomorrow. So
Going to say,
we'll catch up later.
You should get an ID badge.
Yeah, she won't know who I am.
Yeah.
If the dog bites you when you're coming in, it's getting a bit serious.
The problem is, Jerry, we haven't got a dog, and if I come home and we've got a dog, then there is trouble.
Especially if he's called Steve.
Exactly, yeah. Oh, can we say hi to Elaine and Steve Swinney?
Yes.
Who are currently in the United States working, and they sent us a message today saying good luck with the Big County Birdwatch weekend, and they wished us all the best of luck, and they sent all their best. So yeah, so hi to them.
Well done.
Because these YouTube things wouldn't have started without Steve, so it's much appreciated.
Yeah, definitely. So yes, subscribe to the mailing list because we've got loads of stuff coming up. We're working on a super special secret project at the moment that might happen in the next couple of months. We're not sure. We're waiting to finalize some details. And there's a whole season's worth of field trips coming up from September. They're all going to be published hopefully in the next month or so. All of the indoor talks, I think, are arranged. So we're going to be publishing them over the next 4 weeks or so, and they'll all be on the website. But if you subscribe to the newsletter, as soon as they go live, you'll receive an email with links and details and so on. So lots of ways to get involved. Join the society if you want to. It's really, really cheap. You get some fabulous publications, and you get to meet us guys and all the people that have taken part throughout the whole weekend and more. So it's great. Really good.
There's lots of love about it.
I think that's about it, really. So without
Yeah,
further ado,
go to sleep now.
Sorry?
Go to sleep now.
Yeah, go to sleep now, yeah. Oh, Frankie's got a message in there. Just some final messages, Steve. If you run through them, I'll just quickly check the emails and I think we're done.
Richard Chew said, what a rogues gallery. No idea what he's referring to.
Leave a number up underneath. It's just what you're trying to say.
Yeah, hold a number.
David L. Smith, well done, guys. David Webb, thanks, everyone. Congratulations on a very successful long weekend. Pete Dwyer said, well done, guys, and he's thanks to me for my rescue service.
Yeah,
offer.
yeah.
Emma Robinson, big thanks, everyone. Richard Chew said, well said, Jerry. And Mick Woodruff echoes your sentiments, Jerry.
Excellent.
And then Frankie's going to send some of his photos to the Essex Birdwatching photo competition.
Good man,
still
Frankie.
running.
Yep, please do. And I think with this one, Les Malloy said, is there a drum and bass version of the music? Oh, I was doing that at 7:28, so I had to just pick a piece of music that almost fitted, and I will try for a drum and bass version of drum and bass. Oh my goodness, nearly.
Let's go, mate. Time to go.
Should have had the birds or the eagles.
Yeah, drum and bass or whatever next time round. Right, that's it. We're all going.
Right.
Thanks very much, everyone.
See you soon, everyone.
Fantastic.
Take
See you
care.
next year.
Bye.
Take care. See you later.